Sometimes it's nice to see that Donald Trump can take a break from destroying the U.S. economy with his on again, off again, on again, off again tariffs, and just relax and watch a little bit of TV, right? Sometimes that's fun. Just shut your brain off, turn on the TV, and get lost in whatever story it is. And Trump attempted to do that on Sunday evening and watched 60 Minutes on CBS. But it didn't relax him. Instead, it turned him even more into a fascist dictator because he got so pissed off at CBS and 60 Minutes that he got on Truth Social and demanded that the FCC pull their broadcasting license. So before I read you what this dictator put on Truth Social, let me explain why he got angry. 60 Minutes on Sunday evening aired an interview with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. And in that, they asked Zelensky about Donald Trump's comments like, hey, Trump called you a dictator that said that you started the war. What do you think about that? Okay, valid question, by the way, because Trump did say those things. They're talking to him. Let's figure it out. And Zelensky, was trying to be very diplomatic about it. And he's like, listen, I think some of the Russian talking points and propaganda have made their way to Washington, D.C. Diplomatically saying this guy's in Putin's corner and he's spouting Putin talking points. So he just said it a little more eloquently. And then after the Zelensky segment, 60 Minutes aired a segment on Greenland where they talked to the prime minister, they talked to people in Greenland, and everybody was like, hell no, we're not going to let Donald Trump take over our nation. So after these two segments, Donald Trump got furious. You could just feel the rage coming off of him. So he got on Truth Social to remind the entire world that he is in fact a fascist dictator. Here is what he said. Almost every week, 60 Minutes, which is being sued for billions of dollars for the fraud they committed in the 2024 presidential election with their interview of failed presidential candidate Kamala Harris, mentions the name Trump in a derogatory and defamatory way, but this weekend's broadcast tops them all. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stop there because I want to pick this apart sentence by sentence, and it's hard to do that after I've read the whole thing. So I love how he's like, they're being sued for billions by you. You're the one doing that. You didn't even mention that. You make it seem like they're so bad they're being sued for billions by you in a blatantly false lawsuit because CBS has already released the unedited version of Kamala Harris's interview that doesn't show any deceptive edits. So your lawsuit should have been tossed out of court by the judge. The fact that it wasn't shows this judge is a piece of crap. But they mention your name in a defamatory way. The way they say your name, you said, is defamatory. That's not even humanly possible. That's not even legally possible. You can't say a name in a way that the pronunciation of it is defamatory. You're insane. Anyway, he continues. They did not one, but two major stories on Trump. One having to do with Ukraine, which I say is a war that would never have happened if the 2020 election had not been rigged. We know it wasn't rigged. In other words, if I were president, and the other story was having to do with Greenland casting our country as led by me falsely, inaccurately, and fraudulently. What? The other story was having to do with Greenland casting our country as led by me falsely, inaccurately, and fraudulently. That's not even a sentence. Casting our country as what? Like you have to have the end of the sentence here is like fraudulently. Like, no, that's what? No, you're not even making sense anymore. Again, because you're insane. I am so honored to be suing 60 Minutes. Oh, he does mention that he's suing them. CBS Fake News and Paramount over their fraudulent beyond recognition reporting. They did everything possible to illegally elect Kamala, including completely and corruptly changing major answers to interview questions. But it just didn't work out for them. They are not a news show, but a dishonest political operative simply disguised as news and must be responsible for what they have done and are doing. Oh, crap, dude. If you want to go down that road, we've got multiple instances from just the past year where Fox News literally did deceptively edit interviews and town halls with you. They sent you the questions ahead of time. At one point, we actually have the text messages on that. Everything you're accusing CBS of doing, which they did not, Fox News literally did. They actually did it at Fox. He continues. They should lose their license. Hopefully, the Federal Communications Commission, FCC, as headed by its highly respected chairman, Brendan Carr, will impose the maximum fines and punishment which is substantial for their unlawful and illegal behavior. CBS is out of control at levels never seen before, and they should pay a big price for this. Make America great again. Again, this is fascism at work. One of the tenets of fascism is, of course, to control the media. And that is what Donald Trump is attempting to do. CBS has not done anything wrong. They have not done anything illegal. They have not done anything that could, cause their broadcast license to be revoked. Nothing. But Trump doesn't like what they say because they report the truth. And the truth is harmful to Donald Trump. Always has been, always will be. So he's pissed off. And now he's calling on the chairman of the FCC to revoke their broadcast license, or at the very least make them, as he says, pay a big price. But that's not going to happen. No. See, the real thing happening here is, as Donald Trump mentioned, he's suing them for, I think, $20 billion. He wants them to settle like all the other networks did, and all the other social media networks did. He wants to get that money, so he's putting the pressure on them, threatening them with things that CBS should know cannot happen to them, not legally. So he wants them to settle. That's why he's doing this. Most of the things Trump does, I can't say all by any stretch, but most of the things he does, you drill down far enough, and you're going to find out he has a financial incentive to do it. That's no excuse for becoming a fascist dictator, but that's why he's doing it. Did you know that you might be missing out on wonderful content from me? I mean, you're here already because clearly you like what you see. So if you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the video, share them with your friends and family, but also follow me across the rest of the social media world. And it's not that hard to do. Whether it's X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, on every one of those platforms, you can find me at the username @Farron Balanced. Simple enough, right? So get on it. And if you don't feel like going to each one of those outlets individually, lucky for you, we have links in the description of this video to take you right to my pages across all of social media. So don't miss a minute. And while you're at it, make sure you're also subscribed to the Ring of Fire YouTube channel, which I have been hosting for many, many years now. We've got more than 1 million subscribers over there, and there is fresh content over there every single day of the week. So again, if you're not subscribed, subscribe to this channel, and while you're at it, go subscribe to Ring of Fire at youtube.com/The Ring of Fire and @Farron Balanced across every social media platform. That, of course, is not considered just a far-right hellscape. Well, maybe Twitter is, but that's a story for a different day.